Hey guys, Matt from The Rock. I got a workflow to show off here. Um, Calendar permissions. This was actually one that was requested by one of our customers and should save a little bit of time, able to do like multiple users at a time, be able to add, remove. We'll talk about some ways to make it a little bit better in the future here, but just give a quick demo. So we click our main user that we want to share their calendar with. We have this drop down for the current permissions. Right now, I don't think we have anything current. I'm going to select add, and we're going to put a couple people in here. Going to go down through some roles. We'll do try editor and give it some delegate options here and kick that off. And we'll just give it a second. And in a minute here, we should be able to bring up this user and take a look at their current permissions from this dropdown and see those fill out. Might take a second for that to run, but we should start seeing them come up here in a minute. There's one. So I have this running on with items. Sorry, what's that?
Matt, while you're doing this, what's the use case? Why would anyone want to build a form that does this?
Well, to be able to just easily manage a bunch of users at one time, I think that there's a really good use case for wrapping some permissions around this and potentially putting in some approval things to make it so it's almost like a self-service thing, depending on the rules of the organization. This is really more of an admin type of thing right now, just because you are able to select from multiple users, but we could definitely extend it to be something that everybody can use. Yeah, so now that these permissions were added, we can go ahead and remove them. Same sort of deal. Multiple select in here and let that go, and that will take those out. So pretty straightforward. There's a couple things that I'll talk about towards the end here that I'd like to modify and potentially change and make a little bit better. But I'll hop in the actual workflow now. Again, not too many steps, pretty straightforward here. We're just getting user information. One thing I did struggle with originally when I first built this was I was trying to go through graph completely, and I did run into just a lot of issues there. So ended up going the EXO route with the Exchange Online stuff, and that made things a heck of a lot easier. So, yep, we're getting our main user, getting some information. We're determining if we're going to go down the add or remove path, looping through, getting the user information from Exchange Online, sort of consolidating that into a list to easily manipulate. Doing our delegate access, that was something I added just recently from a request from a customer. If we want to just give them delegate access, that's only on the editor role right now. But yeah, so then it goes through. Once it's done, it just loops through and does a simple add mailbox folder permissions. And same sort of deal with the remove calendar permissions. And I mean, that's pretty much it. We'll go through the form here. I got some of our options gens that we were just talking about, pulling in from the calendar permissions workflow. Really just a one-liner that goes and grabs based off of the identity of the person that you're putting in here. And hard coded these values. This is one of the things that I'm sort of debating on if we want to change or not. So we're going through all the different roles. You can also do granular permissions, and I'm thinking about adding something like that. Also, something along the lines, right now I just have add and remove, and I'm thinking of doing a modify. A modify as well would probably be helpful. Open to any feedback or any suggestions. I do when I originally shipped this, we did have a section in there to send an email out to the main user, so they can approve or deny the request. And I think we can sort of expand on that in the future, possibly put it into a ticket or make it into a pod, or the email really works pretty good as well.